Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be discussing the topic of the row over IVF process of late Punjabi singer Sidhu Moosewala's mother. So recently what has happened is that the late Punjabi singer turned politician Sidhu Moosewala's death took place around 2 years ago, and now the parents of Sidhu Moosewala's, they have become parents again, and the process that they have followed to become parents is through the IVF process, that is the in vitro fertilization process. Now there is a controversy which has erupted over the use of IVF process used by Sidhu Moosewala's mother. So this is what the whole controversy is. So let us first understand the timeline. First we'll be looking at the news, then about the IVF process, then what are the rules in India for IVF, then IVF in India, and in the end prelims practice question. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2 and paper 3, both health segment, and then third is also with regard to science and technology, as the ART, that is the assisted reproductive techniques, is what the IVF technology comes under. So before starting with the news, on the occasion of Holi, Drishti IAS has come up with a 40% discount on IAS GS Foundation course, that is in the live online prelims plus mains in both English and Hindi medium. So if you want to know about the IAS GS Foundation course in the online format, so you can go for it, and the offer is valid from 21st to 24th of March, and the EMI facility is also available. So download the Drishti Learning app, or you can also click on the link which is given in the description box. So the news talks about, did Sidhu Moosewala's parents violate IVF rules when having a baby? So this is what the main point is, that what are the rules with regard to IVF technology in India, and why the controversy has erupted over it. Has the violation of IVF rules in India took place? So on 17th of March, the parents of late Punjabi singer Sidhu Moosewala welcomed a baby boy, and the parents of Sidhu Moosewala, the father is 60 years of age while the mother is 58 years of age. So to become parents, they have adopted the in vitro fertilization technique to have their second child. Now let's talk about the in vitro fertilization technique. Now what happens in the in vitro fertilization technique is, as the name itself is telling, in vitro fertilization, it means it takes place inside. So inside the laboratory. So what happens is that the sperm is taken from the male and the egg is taken from the female, and then inside a laboratory both the sperm and the egg are fused, and the zygote is formed. So the zygote or the embryo is then transferred to the uterus of the mother, and this is how this process takes place, and that is why it is called in vitro fertilization. That is, inside the fertilization is taking place in a lab. Now let us talk about the IVF rules in India. So to know about the in vitro fertilization technique, because at some point of time, and specifically during the time of 1990s and early 2000, this technique became very famous, and a lot of illegal and illicit IVF clinics were opening around the country. So to regulate those clinics and this process which people were following, the rules and regulations came into place, and this rule was known as the Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Act 2021. As the name itself is saying, that in the process of reproduction, assessment will be given, and this assessment regulation needs to be there to look into this process of assessment. So the Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Act came in the year 2021, and the need for such legislation was felt as the country saw a rapid growth of assisted reproductive technology clinics. So to keep a check on it, a regulation was needed. Then these facilities, that is the assisted reproductive technologies, these facilities provide gamete donation. It means that giving the gamete to someone else. Then intrauterine insemination, it means that the sperm is injected into the uterus. Then in vitro fertilization, it means that the sperm and the egg is fused in a laboratory, in a lab. And then intracytoplasmic sperm injection, the sperm is injected in this. And then the pre-implantation genetic diagnostics. So these are few of the processes which are followed or which are given under the assisted reproductive technology. And within the Assisted Reproductive Technology Act 2021, it mandates a central database on all clinics and banks in the country, including nature and types of services provided. So a central database has to be there in all the clinics which give the IVF facilities, so that a check can be kept on them and how many IVF functions are they performing, and then what is the result of those IVF performance with IVF technology which the couple is adopted and the doctors are performing. So to keep a check on it, a central database in all clinics in the country was given. And then ART legislation mandates that clinics ensure that the commissioning couple are eligible for ART procedures and donors is medically tested. So it is with regard to both the commissioning couple, it means the couple which want the baby through the assisted reproductive technologies or the IVF technology, and then there is a donor, and the donor also has to be medically fit. Then only the couples which are not able to give birth to the baby naturally, and even after many attempts they are not able to give birth to the baby naturally, and or in case of any medical emergency, or the female is not able to give birth, or there is any kind of medical urgency or emergency or medical conditions, then only the couple becomes eligible to go for the ART technology. Then the act also mandates who is eligible and isn't for treatment such as IVF. So it also has the conditions for eligibility. Then these services such as IVF may be commissioned by married couples or women where, so the conditions are, woman is between the age of 21 and 50 years of age. So the couple which is the commissioning couple, the female has to be between the age group of 21 and 50 years, while the man is between 21 and 55 years. While if we talk about the married couple, must also be infertile or any kind of medical condition has to be there. Then the eligibility criteria for donors. So the eligibility criteria is also for donors, for both donors and the commissioning couple. For commissioning couple, age is female is 21 to 50, male is 21 to 55, while for donors the age for male is between 21 and 55 years of age, while for women it is 23 and 35 years of age. So for donors and for commissioning couple it is different. Like if we talk about, this is where the problem is happening. Now that the Sidhu Moosewala's parents, they have become parents with regard to the IVF technology. So in the act, the age given for women is 21 to 50 years of age, while the mother here in the Sidhu Moosewala's newborn baby brother's case is that the mother is 58 years of age, and while in the act it has to be between 21 and 50. So the age limit is crossing. Then the man is between 21 and 55 years of age, while the father in the recent case is 60 years of age. So the age limit for both male and female is crossing what is being given in the act. Now this is where the problem is lying, and that is because of which the notice has been served to the parents and the answer has been asked from them. Now the female donors need to be married with at least one child of their own, and the children age should be at least 3 years. Then woman can donate up to 7 eggs only once in her life. So in her life she can donate 7 eggs. Then the bank cannot supply the semen of one donor to more than one couple. So more than one couple, the semen cannot be supplied. Then written informed consent of both the couple and the donor has to be taken, so that in the end neither the couple nor the donor should come into any kind of argument. So the signature has to, or the consent has to be taken in advance. Then it should also provide insurance coverage for the female donor in case of loss, damage or death of the donor. Now this is one of the important clauses, that the medical insurance or medical condition of the donor is also looked into the respect, and it has also been taken care of that if there is any kind of mishappening taking place, or if the donor is not well or something happens to the donor, then insurance has to be there. So these are few of the conditions with regard to the IVF rule in India. Now IVF in India. India saw its first IVF baby, that is Harsha, in the year 1986, and the country conducted an average of 2 to 2.5 lakh IVF cycles per year, and the number of IVF cycles or the IVF operations in India is increasing. Then the result in a market value surpassing 3.72 billion, that is 30.9 lakh crore by the year 2030. And India's low cost of IVF is one of the main reasons for its growth. Low cost of IVF, as many a times we have seen that the couples from outside the country is also coming inside India to have the baby through IVF. And one of the reasons for the high growth of IVF in India is the low cost, because in India, if we will see, then the average cost of IVF or average cost of all other art technologies, it can range between 2 to 5 lakhs and can then go upward also. But if we talk about more developed countries like the US or the UK or the European countries, then this process is very, very expensive. It might go from 15 lakh to 25 lakh to 30 lakhs. So this is one of the reasons that why the couples from outside India also comes in India and then try to perform this technique or become parents through the technology of IVF. So this is what it is all about, and basically it is about the age limit within the IVF rules or the art rules in India, because of which the recent controversy has erupted. Now in the end, a prelims practice question, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. Consider the following statements with regard to the Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Act 2021. First, women's age should not be more than 50 years. Second, the donors has to be medically fit. Third, central database on all clinics and banks in the country. We have to talk about how many of the statements given above are correct. Only one statement, only two statement, all three statement, or none of the above. So give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.